So thank you so much for joining me for this video. It's been a long time since I have done any kind of a favorites video. So I wanted to get together a little list of things that I've been loving so far, that I've been using for a while. Some things are new, you get the gist. But I wanted to put together a video for y'all, so if you want to see what's in my favorites, keep watching. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is my Minimalism Art Notebook. Y'all know that I have absolutely loved these notebooks, and specifically the soft cover ones. I've got it in this little sleeve from Imperfectly Perfect. But I have used I don't even know how many of these I've used. I love that they're so exactly what they say for the brand name. They're minimalistic. There is no huge frills about them. They come in what I would say very basic colors, but they are like the tried and true perfect notebook for me. And they're very, very inexpensive. So even I've gone to notebooks that are, you know, 2 and 3 times the price of these, but I still keep coming back to these. So that's how I know they're the perfect notebook for me. So I've actually glued the front page because there was like a little margin about that was glued to the cardstock cover of this. So I just went ahead and glued that. But as you can see here, there is no key, there is no table of contents, nothing like that. And I love that, because to me, whenever I have gotten notebooks that have had those in the past, they're useless to me. I don't use them. The way that I plan is very different from how most people use their bullet journals. I do not really keep any collections, and if I do, they go to the very back. I don't use future logs. I've tried, it's failed every time. It's not my thing. So I am a daily planner, so 1 page per day. Yeah, so that's kind of what I've got so far. I did start this in the beginning of February, but it's like a nice light cream paper, very smooth, coated. Coated paper is a very important thing to me. I feel like it takes fountain pen, watercolor, and wetter mediums a little bit better than uncoated paper. And these are 100 GSM paper notebooks. I have used 160 GSM uncoated paper and have had horrible luck with them. So I've used them in the past, but I don't know, they're really not my thing anymore. So I'll stick with my minimalism art, but I've been loving these notebooks for well over a year now. Okay, so second thing on my list is pretty simple, but it is a specific type of grid washi. Now, normally I wouldn't include stickers or washi or anything like that if it was something that was like a limited type of a sticker or something like that, because I feel like sticker shops, you never know if they are going to shut down. So I don't want to advertise those kinds of things because you just never know. But this is something that I feel like will be around for a long time, and it is not even specifically this washi, but it is grid washi in general. I have been loving grid washi because you can use it with other types of washi. You can use these as standalone, or you can layer them with other more decorative washis. So I think it just adds a really cool little slight pop of color. They come in tons of colors. I think I got this set from Amazon. It came with like maybe 6 or 7 different colors of these, and you can get different sets. So yeah, I love my grid washis. So like I said, I think these will be around for a while, so I didn't mind mentioning those. The next thing here is what I have got in this box. This is an old mailbox that I had gotten whenever I got one of my covers in. But the next thing here is vintage ephemera and papers. So for a lot of my spreads, I like to use book pages. I like to use different things like that to add a little bit of interest and kind of a collage effect, maybe add a little bit of a different texture or color, make a vintage theme, things like that. So I love vintage papers, and right now I'm kind of going through these railroad, they're like old railroad route papers, I believe. I'd gotten like a really big pack of vintage ephemera from a shop called Donkey Journals, and she had collected like a ton of really cool vintage ephemera books, different things from all over the world, because I mean, she is based out of, oh my gosh, I don't want to get this wrong, but oh my god, where is she from? I'm wanting to say she might be either out of Germany or Italy. I'll fix myself here on the screen when I can sit down and find out where she's from. But she's from overseas, so but she's been like snagging different pieces of ephemera, and she puts together really cool sets and stuff. So I've got some dictionary pages here, some old Christmas card that is kind of embossed, and she just cut it out, and it was probably a little postcard, actually, just a piece of a postcard with actual writing on it. So there's quite a few of these that have actual handwriting. See, that's from is that 1910. So it's pretty cool. It's like you're holding a little bit of history here. So got other book pages, more dictionary pages, some old music sheets, advertisements, but you kind of get the idea. Old ledgers. So that's pretty much what these are, but I like to keep my vintage ephemera in a box by itself. That way, because some of these are a little on the fragile side. I've noticed with these in particular that they are a little bit brittle because they don't just tear in one nice fluid tear. They kind of flake off a little bit. And actually, when I got all this ephemera, I remember having to lay each piece out one by one because the package that they came in sweat so bad that it was wet on the inside. But I know they're all dry and they're fine now, but that was just something that I had to deal with whenever I got these in. So vintage ephemera and papers. The next thing, we're going to talk a little bit more about pens here in a second, but gel pen, my absolute favorite gel pen is the Papermate Inkjoy. I have used these, fell in love with them, tried others, came back to them, tried some more, really liked some others, and came back to these. So yeah, it's just one of those things. It's like you want to branch out and try other things, but you always come back to Old Faithful, and this is Old Faithful. So I specifically like these capped ones. I don't know why, I just do. There's no difference really in between the capped and the clickable ones, but I like the capped. So that's where it is. But I have decided to set these down for a moment because something that one rabbit hole I have never fallen down until recently is fountain pens. Shocking, right? Shocks me as well. I always thought they're way too complicated. You have to do too much to them. They're too much maintenance. I don't want to have to deal with that. I just want to take my cap off and write, put it back on. If I don't want to leave don't leave the cap on for a while, the ink won't dry out, all that stuff. But, oh no. We found a new rabbit hole, y'all. and I have got 3 right here. They're all from the same brand. So I did some research and kind of figured out what people's favorite pens to start with, what's really user-friendly. I knew that I didn't want to use cartridges. I wanted to use ink. So a lot of the pens that you can get do have converters, which is where if you put a cartridge in them, you can put the converter in there and use bottled ink. So it pretty much works the same way as a cartridge, but it's a little bit more free because you can switch out your different inks. So I ended up going with a Lamy Safari, but I don't know, I just really did not care for that pen. And if I would have just stopped there, I probably would not have acquired any other pens, but a lot of people really recommended these TWSBI Ecos, and oh my God, I love them. I love them. These are my precious babies. So let me see if I can find a little piece of paper so I can show y'all. Oh, I can't find anything. Okay, I'll just use my pen swatches. So the pigmentation of these, it really depends on what kind of ink you use. I'll go over pen inks that I really, really like here in a moment, but this is kind of what we are looking at. So see here, I had the Lamy, and I got 2 different nibs for it. I got the 1.9, which is a broader nib, and then I just had gotten a broad in general and realized the broad was actually a little bit too wide. The lettering was a bit too thick for my taste. So then I started picking up the TWSBI Ecos and went to a medium nib, and I really like the mediums. This one here is a fine. And it's okay. There's really not a whole lot of difference between the fine and the medium, I think, with the TWSBI. But, yeah. So, there we go with the pen test. And then, for inks, specifically, I really like this basic black. It's very pigmented. It dries pretty quickly. Now I did do like a little smear test just to see how quickly I could just write and then smear over it. But it does dry pretty quickly. I would not say that it dries quite as quickly as an InkJoy does, but it's really not bad. And then I love this Sailor 252 ink. It is, oh my God, it is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. It is a shading ink. So shading means that you can have different variances of color in it. So see, like up here with this Lamy, where it might be just a little bit lighter at the top of the letters, and then here at the bottom it's a little bit darker. That, I believe, is referring to the shading. But another cool feature of that ink is, look what it does. So if you have like a broad enough nib, it starts out as this beautiful gray. And then when it dries, it becomes this gorgeous pink. But then you will start seeing little outlines of this green. It is the coolest ink. I think it is just beautiful. This was the paper towel that I used to clean the pen with after I filled it up. So that's why we've got all these little ink swatches there. But even here, you probably won't be able to see it, but right there on the little swatch that I did, ever so slightly on the outside. Now, if I had a bigger nib and was using a little bit of a wider one, you'd really be able to tell really well. But I do see that hint of green, and I think that's just, oh my God, it's so cool. So, that's what these are. This one is a TWSBI Eco medium in cement gray. And some of these are limited edition. I know this one in particular is, so at the time, if you're watching this in the future, it may not be available. This one is the TWSBI Diamond 580 ALR in Prussian blue. So this one's a little bit different. It's the facets on it, which are all of the little sides here. This one rolls a little bit, so if you don't have this capped or posted, then it might roll. But even the little red emblem on top, the TWSBI emblem, is a little bit raised, and it's more metal and acrylic instead of just having a little bit of metal hardware. Like, see, the facets are different on this one, and the top of this is not raised. Silver hardware. But yeah, this is the Prussian blue. And then this one is probably my favorite out of the three so far. This is the TWSBI Eco Smoke with rose gold. So you can kind of ever so slightly see through the cap there. It's like a black, smoky, like a really dark smoky gray. Has the rose gold accents on it, red emblem at the top. These are piston filled, so there's no converter in them. It just fills directly into the body. So really nice. These are my babies. I love these pens so much. All right, so inks that I've really been liking. This is the Diamine Onyx Black, and that's just my regular black. And then this is the Sailor 252. So you can kind of see what your color is going to look like there, but that is that gorgeous gray. Then when it dries, it turns the pink, and then it'll have like that green outside edge, which so cool. So cool. All right, next favorite. I am going to talk a little bit about stickers, but I am still subscribed to the Lace and Whimsy sub box, and it is honestly one of my favorites because I've been subscribed to that box for, oh my gosh, has it been 2 years yet? I'm not sure, but I think it has been 2 years actually. But I've been subscribed to that box for a very long time, and it is like the only box that remains from the plethora of boxes that I have, well, I guess not plethora, but I have subscribed to several boxes. And it is the only one that has remained, and I have no intentions whatsoever of dropping that sub. I love her artwork, her stickers and ephemera, and just artwork in general are in very, very heavy rotation in my planner glamming and things like that. So I am constantly using her stickers, and I love her art style. It's that beautiful pastel that I really, really like. So yeah, if you're looking for a good sub box, I would really recommend that, because she melds like a little bit of witchy, a little bit of pastel, vintage, beautiful original artwork, and yeah, I think it's very, very well worth it. So yeah, Lace and Whimsy, you're the bomb. One of the last things here before I make an angle change is, if y'all know, I did a lot of videos talking about this Prima Marketing Planner Glue Pen, and yes, I still have my last one. She doesn't have a whole lot of steam left in her. Yeah, well, maybe she has more than I thought. But anyway, this is all that remains of my last Prima Marketing Planner Glue Pen. And then they discontinued them. I was really pissed, because this is the best planner glue I have ever used. I do a lot of gluing in my planner, and if I'm not using my matte medium, if I'm trying to glue something down quick, this is what I used. This was the ride or die. Then they discontinued it. So upset. So I had to find another, and I found that other after a lot of research, I knew that there was no way in hell that the little planner or Elmer's school glue sticks would work. I wanted something that was permanent, very strong. I'm not the type of person that really likes to, usually when I stick something down, it's down. I'm not ripping it up. I'm not doing anything like that. So I needed something that was going to be strong and something that stayed permanently. And I found it in the Uhu stick. I don't know how many of these I've gone through because I bought like a decent multi-pack. These are made in Germany. It's a glue stick. I mean, there's really no frills with it. It glues my shit down. It stays there really well. It dries pretty fast. And I really don't worry about things peeling up or the glue kind of failing on me. So yeah, really have been enjoying the Uhu stick. The last thing for this evening is a little something that I got right before having my baby. She's a little dirty. She gets transported quite a bit. Is this, can you recognize it? Are all of your 80s and 90s like childhood, what am I trying to say? Is your 80s and 90s childhood calling to you right now? Because it calls to me every time I grab this thing. So let me make a little angle change. Yes, it is a Caboodle. I love this thing. I carry this thing around with me all over the house because a lot of times I don't either have the energy or I'm not able to sit at my desk all the time. I got this one in this pearl white because that's just really the color that I wanted. I got it off of Amazon. Not sure if they have any more available. I think they kind of switch colors pretty often. But yeah, this is my Mama Jamma. And it's the one that comes with the mirror. So I keep all of my washies here in this part. Ooh, we got color changes up here, and it does have the little tray in it. So, ooh, shaky cam. I keep some of my pens in here. I've got my other little supplies like a blending tool, my distress ink tin with my favorites in there, pens, Uhu stick we're shutting, scissors, more pens, this little roll of vintage tickets that I've used a couple of times. Down here, I have more washies, stickers galore, ephemera. This joker holds a lot, like a lot of ephemera and stickers and shit in the bottom. So yeah, this thing is awesome. And I'm so glad. Like, there's some things that I really like that I have gotten, but don't really feel essential, I guess. This bad boy feels essential. So that is the last of my favorites, and I have stuck down. I do plan on stickering it just because, like, the kid in me, it feels right to deck this thing out. So yeah, my Caboodle is the last of my favorites, and I don't have to worry about stuff like getting torn up. It feels very secure. These things feel exactly as they did when I was younger. So yeah. Anyway, this is a pretty long video, so I am going to let y'all go. That is all for my favorites right now. If it changes, I will film another video, I'm sure. So what are your current favorites right now? Leave me a list with one thing or all the things. It does not matter. I would love to see what you are using, what you are loving right now. So yeah, Thank you so much for joining me in this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see future videos, please hit subscribe. I would love to have you over here. And other than that, I will talk to y'all soon. Bye, everybody.